Yeah, man, bad man in the place, you know. Ragamuffin in the building, you know, see, boy, bad man, you know. Me have me star book, you know, me book up his star, you know. But me not play with no bumbleclad guy, you know. Not skin and grin up with no man, them. You know, them talk about the boycott, boy. Me not cut no boy. You know, me not cut no boy. How them say a boycott, I mean not cut no boy. I tell you, man. Real ragamuffin rasta in the building, you know. But me not play with no man, you know. But me not play. Me not play no games, man. I tell you, man. And boycott the thing, boy. Me not cut no boy. So what's going on? Y'all rep your city? I represent Chicago, Illinois. Yeah, man, you right, you know. Me the youth them like when me talk like this. There's a granddaddy, daddy, do the Jamaican thing, boy. We say, boy, me not do no bumbleclad Jamaican thing, boy. Real, this a real thing, you know. What I think this is, boy? Watch out. Man, me not play. No bumbleclad games and thing, you know. No joke and thing, man. It's a real ragamuffin, you know. No joke thing, man. I tell you, man, me not joke and thing, man. Me not play with no bumbleclad man out here, man. Me come out of me yard, boy. Certain way me I move, you know. I mean, I fish here, you know. I fish here. I'm gonna rock with no man, you know. Rock above it. People think. Now, me never been a yard, you know. Me never been a yard, but they must say my mama sneak off a yard and get pregnant and have I man, you know, and that's why I'm the baddest beast man in America. You know, man, and born in America play reggae bass like a man, you know. That man mash up the thing, you know. I mean, I play a boy, real ragamuffin, you know. Yeah, man. So last year I know every time that Rastafari, but I play no game. Real thing. All the man them know me, all big Rasta them I know I man, you know. Them know Ramesses don't ram up and play up and skin up and grin up, you know. Them all know. A real soldier, you know. I've been outside. I've been around all the black people. I can do all of them. You know what I'm saying? That just show you how long I've been on the scene. I've been places where, you know, black Americans, you know. A lot of black Americans ain't been where I've been. You know what I'm saying? That's why I got a billion African friends and a billion Caribbean friends. That's why when I be getting on brothers' cases from different places, I be kind of have mixed emotion because all my brethren is from Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, Ethiopia, Uganda, Senegal, Trinidad, St. Croix, St. Lucia, Jamaica, you know, Barbados, you know what I mean? So I be like, have kind of mixed emotions. My girlfriend from high school, she live in Ghana, back and forth. She getting ready to go to Ghana now, her and her son, and she want to know if I want to go. I can't go right now. I got to finish this book. She want me to go over there. I can't go right now. I got too much going on. Good to see y'all though. Rep your city, rep your city. I am representing Chicago, Illinois. Everybody on Kick, what's going on? Everybody on Twitch, YouTube, and both of my Facebook accounts. I am representing Chicago, Illinois. The other day I had my brother come over here representing Miami, Florida. Let me make a correction. And I was like, it's Miami Beach, man. Ain't no Miami. It is a Miami. I got a friend that lived down there. And this person, if they watching, they know who they are, go tell me it ain't Miami City. It's Miami Beach. And I'm like, well, I've been in Miami. What is you talking about? Giving me the wrong information. Because I know you got Miami-Dade County, but you got the city of Miami. They gonna tell me, no, it's Miami Beach. Man, no, Miami Beach is a suburb. There's a Miami. So I had me over here saying, nah, man, it's Miami Beach, listening to them. Listening to them. Giving me the wrong information. Now I gotta come correct it. Yes, there is a Miami. Duh, I thought it was. You know what I'm saying? They live down there. I figure they know what they talking about. They born and raised down there. So I figure, okay, I guess. All right. Like, no, it's Miami Beach. No, it's not. It's Miami. Crazy. So I had to rectify that. Shout out to everybody. Let me see where everybody's from. Rep Your City. We got Rock Hill, South Carolina in the building. We got San Jose in the building. Of course, I'm from Chicago. We got Sterling, Virginia in the building. We got Pittsburgh. We got Woodridge in the building. The beautiful Nicole. Hey, Nicole. We got Atlanta, Georgia in the building. We got Buffalo, New York in the house. Giving me the wrong information. I got to go back down there. I haven't been down there in a minute. I got to go back down there. I haven't been to Miami since I was a criminal. Now that I'm not a criminal, I need to go. I'll be talking about that. I'll be talking about that trip to Miami in my book. Oh God. Richmond, Virginia is in the building. Miami's in the building. Yeah, we got Miami in the building. We got Richmond in the building. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that in the book. Oh, my trip to Miami. Oh man. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Boy, I tell you, what a life. We got Baton Rouge in the building. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to New Orleans, Texas. I'm really looking forward to New Orleans, Texas. When I do this book tour, I'm really looking forward to everywhere, really. Philadelphia, but Texas and New Orleans, the state of Mississippi. I got to go there. Good to see you, Alexis. We got Atlanta in the building. We got the great city of New York, New York. I got to go to New York so I could find out how far I am behind time. Houston, I gotta hit Houston. I gotta hit Dallas, San Antonio. I gotta go to I got to go to Austin. I got to go to Austin because I got to go to South by Southwest. I'm going to try to coordinate the book tour with Austin so I can promote my music when I get down there. So yeah, I'll be promoting my music and book at the same time. But the music will be getting promoted soon. The book won't be ready. The music will be ready first. I'll start releasing some singles. Right, North Beach, South Beach, then Miami Beach, but all in Miami, right? But then you got Miami-Dade County, you got Miami County, so it gets real confusing. You know what I'm saying? I had to Google it because they was giving me the wrong information. How you live down there and giving me the wrong information? You know what I'm saying, Alexis? They live down there and gave me the wrong information. I can't wait to get down there though. Tallahassee. Yeah, and Miami-Dade is the county, exactly. I looked it up. Hayward, I went and looked it up myself. I should have did that anyway instead of listening to them. I went and did my own research. I went and looked it up myself. I'm like, Miami Beach is a suburb. That ain't Miami. That's like Chicago, and then you got Harvey. I looked it up myself because I know doggone well I've been to Miami. They gonna tell me ain't no Miami, and they live in Miami. Boy, I tell you, I like Florida. I liked Florida. Florida was very interesting, real gangster, you know. And you're driving down the coast and you see the houses. You might see the blue house with the long blue stairs come all the way down to the water with the blue uh, uh, garage for the boat with the blue matching boat. You know what I mean? I liked it. You know what I'm saying? Good to see you, Olin. Long time no see. Uh, I liked it. You know what I'm saying? I had like rented a villa. I had like a villa, like a building. I rented a building, like a two-story building on the strip. You know, the ocean's over there, then the strip is on this side, and I like rented like a two-story building, right? Had three bedrooms, had a pool room, and had a swimming pool on the roof. So no, it wasn't two stories, it was one story. The second story was the pool. It had a pool on the roof. I was there with a shorty. Brought two of the guys with me. She bought some girls for them. So it was six of us. I was down there on some gangster hustling type stuff. It was nice though. All the beautiful models, you know what I'm saying? Walking up and down the strip. But I do remember the Haitians was down there. I think they was steel boat people, they was calling them. You know how they was coming across? So they was there like walking up and down asking for money. You know, that was kind of sad. I had one Haitian dude with his wife. They was real skinny, looked like they was starving, and he followed me all the way down, you know, asking me for money. You know, but I don't give people money, you know what I'm saying? I got PTSD. So I don't give people money. Let's get some more people. We're gonna get started. I remember when I was in LA and I used to sell incense and I used to go down to McDonald's to use the restroom and go back to my spot. You know what I'm saying? Sell about 175 packs. My boys sell 175 packs. My queen sell like 250 packs every day. Right? Every day we making $500 to $600 a day. $1 a piece. You make a lot of, man, people look down on you because you selling stuff for $1, but you making more money than they making. But anyway, I'm walking into McDonald's and there was a brother sitting there. And he said, hey, man, could you help me out with a little money so I could get something to eat? I'm like, no, man, shut up talking to me. So I went into McDonald's. Yeah, I felt bad. So I said, you know what? Have a little heart, bruh. So I went, I bought him 2 sandwiches, a drink, fried apple pie. I came out, I gave him the bag. I said, here's some food. He took the bag. He said, what am I going to do with this? And threw it on the ground. Dumped it out on the ground. Because he told me he was hungry. I came out and bought him a big bag I bought him a lot of food because I felt bad. And he took the bag, opened it. He said, what am I going to do with this? And dumped it on the ground. They're pretty cool. They might be. They might be. The Haitians now have adapted into the country more than Haitians back in the 80s. Back in the 80s, they wasn't well adapted. Well, in the 90s, this was the 90s. So in the 90s, they wasn't really well adapted yet. You know what I'm saying? Man, he threw that food on the ground. He wanted, y'all knew what he wanted. He wanted the money, so y'all know what he wanted to do. Addiction, you know what I'm saying? I don't be giving nobody no money, you know what I mean? Like that, you know what I'm saying? I don't help no beggars. I don't know. Did I yell at him? No, I just looked at him and went on where I got to go. When I be outside and I be moving, I don't do no conflicts. I don't raise my voice outside. I don't do no conflicts. I don't do none of that. He threw it on the ground. I just went on where I got to go. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a vendor, and because I work for myself, because I'm a vendor, because I work a lot of concerts and clubs and stuff and sell, you just have that natural hospitality. So as somebody work for myself and a vendor and stuff like that, I don't do conflicts. You know what I'm saying? So I don't do conflicts. That's why I block people over here. I don't do arguments. You'll never see me arguing. I don't do arguments. I don't do conflicts. I don't do any of that. I don't do any arguments. Even when I'm in a relationship, the woman might get upset, but I don't be yelling back. I don't do conflicts. Under no circumstances. I don't do back and forth. I don't do conflicts. And when I went into that gangster world for a while, it was the same way. I don't do no back and forths. Under no circumstances. We got Duval, Florida in the building, To everybody watching me, don't do all this jacking. Look at this situation. Analyze the situation. Can the situation be rectified or is it a lost cause? If it's a lost cause, charge it to the game. Some stuff you charge it to the game. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? What I know about the Ohio players, you see all the records. He said, what I know about the Ohio players. Watch this. I don't even know why people keep trying to test me. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop testing me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? When I tell you I'm official, it's not a game. This is what I know about the Ohio players. Bow, 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 bow. Two of those. Bow, bow, bow. That's what I know about the Ohio players. Right? I was a DJ. I keep telling y'all. Oh, shit. It's in the wrong spot, too. Yeah, I was really a DJ. Everything I do it to perfection. I was a DJ. I started DJing as a baby. I was a little kid. I was doing shows. I was doing concerts. I was doing shows. I was DJing and I was doing shows like I was doing not concerts. I was doing events when I was like in high school. I was doing adult events. Anybody that was, street media TV was like this. If you was a DJ and you did parties, every record come out, you have to have it. So if the Manhattans come out and they have a record that you have to play at a club, you have to get it. And Manhattans, I don't know. Let me think. Manhattans. If they got a record that you have to play, I got it. I don't know. I got to see. It depends on if they have a record that you have to play. If they don't have a record I have to play, I might not have it. Because they have to have a record that I have to play. What y'all know about Mom's Maybe? When y'all get to the point, what y'all know about some real comedy? What y'all know about Mom's Maybe? The Manhattan. I'm not sure. Because I don't know. I don't see them. But I don't know if they had a record that I had to play at the clubs. I don't think I got them. I don't think the Manhattans had a party record. But I probably got they 45. I probably had they 45s. But I don't think the Manhattans had a big party record. And I was a real DJ for parties, so I'm just buying party records. You know what I'm saying? The Spinners, I got the Spinners, but you had to, in order for me to buy you, you had to have a big dance record or you had to have a top slow song. You know what I'm saying? I got the Brothers Johnson. I went to school with their niece. So I got the Brothers Johnson because I got some jazz and stuff like that too. So I got jazz and rock and all that too. But as far as like the black music, if it's not jazz, if it's not like Stanley Clarke or something like that, you buying the records that's on the radio, right? Because when you go do the party, when they come to the party, they want to hear whatever's on the radio, whatever's the new song, and. So that's mostly as a DJ that works clubs. Yeah, you had to have the Earth, Wind, and Fire. You know what I'm saying? Because in those days, you play a fast record, a faster record, and then a faster record. Then you play a slow record. You know what I'm saying? And so you had to have Earth, Wind, and Fire slow records. You know, you had to have that. You couldn't do a party without their slow records. You couldn't do a party if you didn't have the slow records, the big because they got that's the big slow record there. It's like one of the top. They got I think like two of the top slow records ever made. You had to have the Isley brothers because they had all the, you know what I'm saying, all the slow records. They had some fast records too, but you can't, like I say, you got to play a fast record, faster record, and then you have to slow it down. And the Isley brothers, you can't, uh, you can't do a party without the Isley brothers. It's impossible. They got all the slow jams. You got to have Shaka Khan. You got to have the basses. So you can't, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have those. And then you gotta have the old slow records. So you have to have the old slow records too. So the slow records could go back further. You know what I'm saying? You had to have all the new records, but when you play a slow record, it could be old because everybody slow dance. So you could put on "I Found Love on a Two-Way Street, Lost It on the Long." Yeah, to get a lot of the old records, I ordered the album off of the TV. Fall in Love had all the old records on there. You had to have Mace, all those you had to have them. You know, the basic people. You had to have the basic stuff. You couldn't do a party. I mean, when that new record dropped, everybody wanted to hear it. You know what I'm saying? So when they get in there and they do fast, and then you slow it down, you got to put on "Quiet Storm, Blow the Wind Through My Life." You got to have all of those. I will love you anyway, even if you had to have all of those. It takes the L and the O and the V and the E. It takes you, it takes me to get. You had to have all of those. If you don't got those, you ain't nobody. You can't DJ. You know what I'm saying? You can't DJ. You gotta have all the hot slow records. Now, some of that stuff, listening music, you don't need it. Nobody coming to a party to hear no listening music. Back in the day, they coming to actually dance. So let's get to the conversation. Glad y'all are here. Support the channel. You had to DJ. You had to have the hot records. You had to have all the top slow records, and you had to have the new record. You can't have the old record. So if it's the Ohio player skin tight, you gotta have it. It's a bad, bad misses with your skin tight britches. And then when it's fire, you gotta buy that one. So you gotta buy every album. Because when they come out, they don't want to hear skin tight once fire come out. They don't want to hear skin tight. They want to hear roller coaster, roller. The Delphonics and all them, you can have all them because you can play an old slow record. I cheated on the slow records. I used to cheat. I cheated. Not making me work. Hold on. Hold on. Let's take a break. Check it out. Support the channel. I used to cheat on the slow records or the oldies because they would come on the TV and say the best of the oldies or falling in love, and you could order like these. And this would be like 2 albums, and this is how I used to cheat. So I'd order this and they'd mail it to you. Right? Who remembers they used to come on TV, falling in love, and they got all the records on there, 2 albums. And so this way I would have all the oldies, right? Walking in the rain with the one I love, feel so fine, and one of a kind, love affair. I wouldn't play that one, but I would play the Dells. If you stay, darling, stay in my corner. I got that one. I want to get next to you. I got that one. La, 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 me. I love you. That's the Delphines. I got that one. So I would cheat and get this one. I found love on a two-way street. So this was an old Love on the Two-Way Street when I was a little kid. But then it was still hot. So even when I got grown, I was DJing, I could always play that. Because, like I said, you dance to 3 records and then you slow dance. And I got hypnotized. You got me. I see how I cheat. So, and I got float on. See, I get all them like that. I would cheat and order them on the and order them. You know what I mean? And just get them all on one. You know what I mean? I would cheat. You know what I'm saying? I was a professional. I would cheat. So I got boom. So because you had to play a fast record, a faster record, a faster record. Then you had to break it down. I love you anyway, even if you can't. And that's when we would go and ask the woman to dance. We slow dance 2 records, and then we fire. They'll turn it back up, and we get in. And that's how they used to go. So I got to play one fast record, a faster record, the fastest record. Once I play the fastest record, then a slow record, a slower record, then another fast record. You know what I'm saying? You had to have Smokey Robinson. Quiet storm, blow the wind through my... You had to have those. Lakeside, Mandrill, Lakeside, I think. I got Lakeside and Mandrill, but I don't know if they made it in the party. I don't know if they made it in the party. You know what I'm saying? But I know who do make it in the party. Enchantment. What was the name? What was the song? I don't know if I know the song. Oh, it's you that I need. Baby, baby. It's you that I need. Come back to me. Yeah, that was it. Something strange is happening. You know what I'm saying? You don't belong to me anymore, it seems. I'm all alone in my dreams. See, I used to really DJ. Yeah, shout out to Enchantment. You know what I mean? Yeah, where y'all at? Enchantment, y'all did y'all thing with this one. So let's get to the subject at hand. So what are we talking about tonight? We are talking about Jimmy Kimmel. Why are black Americans boycotting Disney when it was a white on white hit? Black Americans aren't boycotting Disney. A lot of Americans are boycotting Disney, not just black Americans. What's your name, Pam? No, not just black Americans. Who told you it was just black Americans? Where'd you read that at? I didn't read that. Where'd you read that at? What's your name, Payman? Where'd you read that at? I didn't see that. I didn't see it was black Americans. I seen Disney lost $4 billion. That wasn't black American money. That was a lot of that was what you would call Democrat money, right? Leftists. It's just trolling and make believe. He knows better than that, right? Either he knows better than that, or he really don't know what's going on, and he just don't know what's going on. I can't say he knows better than that. He really might not know what's going on. But no, it was people that boycotted. Uh, it was people that boycotted. Now, he said, why did they boycott it? Right? He said, why did they boycott? And you said, why did they boycott Disney? They didn't boycott Disney because of the shooting. So you misinformed. They boycotted Disney because Jimmy Kimmel was kicked off and they was boycotting for free speech. So you're a little misinformed. So that boycott had nothing to do with the person that was shot. That boycott was boycott because they felt like they shouldn't have fired Jimmy Kimmel for free speech. So you're a little misguided. That had nothing to do with the shooting. That had everything to do with free speech. You understand? You got to keep up. So that boycott was because they felt like they was endangering free speech by firing Jimmy Kimmel. Now, I don't know how firing Jimmy Kimmel, I don't know how you jumped all the way over there. But at least you came over here so you can find out the truth. No, that boycott was over the fact they didn't feel like Jimmy Kimmel should be fired, and they felt like if his firing stayed like that, then they would just start firing everybody that says something that a president don't agree with. And we can't have it where a president can call for you to be fired just because he don't like what you're saying. Because if you could just get rid of somebody because you don't like what they saying, Trump wouldn't even be president. That's for sure. If your job was based on talking crazy, and if you was talking crazy and getting no job, then he wouldn't even be president for sure. Because he grabbed him by the thing. He just said, you know what I'm saying? He sure wouldn't have a job. So they did the boycott, and it was crazy. I stayed out of that. I stayed out of that. I didn't get involved with any of that. I stayed out of that because with all the racial tension and everybody talking crazy, and then plus it wasn't what people thought it was, and people was overlooking certain things, and the way that all went down, and you know what I'm saying? My name West, so I stayed out that mess. because there's a lot more to that. And I know the average person don't know what's really going on. And in a society, sometimes the hitters don't like it if you get out there and tell everybody what's going on. If they pull something off and nobody knows it, and you get out here telling what really happened, you could pay for that. They'll be like, Pharaoh, talk too much, get rid of him. So, I keep it gangster. So I ain't know nothing. I ain't going to say nothing. Because I know y'all know that I could really break down the whole thing. And it ain't what nobody told you. I know y'all know that. I know people watch me know. If I gave the whole demo on that, I'd be in a lot of trouble. Because I ain't seen nobody say the whole demo yet. All right, keep it real. The whole demo ain't got nothing to do with race. This don't ain't got nothing to do with race. That's what I'm saying. This ain't got nothing to this had nothing to do with race. That didn't have nothing to do with race at all. That didn't have nothing to do with race. And we're just gonna leave that right there. That was something else. You know what I'm saying? The Constitution, as far as I'm talking, but I'm thinking they talking about the shooting. The shooting had nothing to do with race at all. That was something else. That was something else that, I can't talk about. You know what I'm saying? That was something else. For real. You know what I'm saying? That was something else. I don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because, when them people do what they do, they ain't none of my business, You know what I'm saying? So it's like mind your business on certain things. You know what I'm saying? But after all that, then they started to really get crazy about who could say this and who could say that. And that's what we talking about. We ain't talking about the shooting or nothing. If you go through all my videos, you don't see me mention that. You don't see me mention dude name. My name West. You see, I ain't saying no name. If you come over here and you type that name, I'm gonna delete it. I don't want that man's name over here. No, it ain't gonna turn up because it ain't got nothing to do with none of that. All them people out there hyped up, they don't know what they hyped up over. None of that had nothing to do with no race or nothing. They ain't had nothing to do with none of that. That's something else. Everybody think that's over here. Man, that was all the way over here. That was something else. That had nothing to do with race at all. And it really didn't have nothing to do with anything he said. And I'm going to just leave that like that. That ain't had nothing to do with nothing he said. And we just leave that right there. But now when we get to Jimmy, that's what I want to talk about. So now Jimmy gets kicked off the show. Right away, they start saying, cancel your Hulu, cancel your Disney Channel. It was heavy, boy. It was heavy. People was canceling left and right. I got to look to see if I think I canceled my Hulu already, but I got to check. But it's too late now. They reinstated it, right? So when that happened, boom, a lot of people say, okay, go cancel this. Now, what a lot of people don't know is a lot of people on the right and the left canceled it, right? Candace don't know what she's talking about. I seen it. She don't know what's going on. Let me tell you something. If anybody say what really happened, they won't be here. And we just gonna leave that like that. Is Candace still walking around? Okay, she don't know what we was over. You understand? So this is what I want to talk about. I'm talking about the future. You know how I do. I'm way ahead of the game. So when that happened, they had a whole bunch of people go and boycott. They had a whole bunch of people unsubscribe. They Disney, right? And they Hulu and everything with Disney, right? Right? So now they finna reinstate them tomorrow. They lost $4 billion. Now, why did I call this the battle of the boycotts? Because when they reinstate them tomorrow, a lot of other people are gonna boycott. Disney is finna get a beating. Listen, let's say it's two sides. They boycott, and all these people go, they kick off Jimmy Kimmel, and all these people on this side going boycott, and they lose $4 billion. So they reinstate them. But when they reinstate them, my question is, how many people on this side gonna go and cancel them? Now imagine if I lose $4 billion on this side, and I reinstate them, and I only get $1 billion back. I'm down 3, right? I get $1 billion back, and now this side get mad, and I lose $5 billion. Now I'm down 5. Listen, do you understand what could happen to them? They could not necessarily get everybody back they lost on this side. And do you know how many people might unsubscribe tomorrow? Are y'all listening to what I'm telling you? When they reinstate him, how many people gonna unsubscribe on the other side? Nobody's talking about that. Ain't they gonna lose subscriptions tomorrow? They're gonna lose subscriptions tomorrow too, because they're gonna be like, well, we'll boycott you too. And they don't, boom. If they don't get all of that $4 billion back, and they only get like $1.5 billion, and then they lose another $4 billion, man, that's gonna be $6.5 billion gone. They been a loss, man. Listen, and they still canceling, and new people gonna cancel, right? Right when they reinstate him, y'all know people gonna count. They're gonna be mad, ain't they? They're gonna be mad. Y'all know when they reinstate him, they're gonna be mad. Trump and all them, they gonna be pissed, ain't they? And then what they gonna do? So now it's like, who had the biggest boycott? And if they don't get the ones that boycott already back and they lose the other ones, that's gonna be crazy. That's going to be crazy if they lose $4 billion and don't get it back. Bring him back, and then the other side leave and they lose another $4 billion. Because only one side boycotted. The other ones was cool. Yeah, we support y'all. Get him out of here. Now, all them people was happy he got out of there. When they bring him back, all them people gonna boycott. Let that sink in. Now, my opinion is Jimmy should have never said that. Jimmy never should have said that. See, my responsibility is to my audience. My responsibility ain't for the left, the right, the up, the down, and nothing. My responsibility is the people that watch me. Let me tell you something. It's always business before pleasure. And when you're doing business, you have two sides. So you cannot pick a side when you're doing business. The purpose of business is to sell to everybody. No business just I'm just going to make my money on them. Business is everybody. You understand? That's what I'm trying to tell them, grand folk. Grand folk, that's what I'm telling them. I'm right, ain't I, grand folk? Look, grand folk say they unsubscribe. Grand folk, ain't I right? A whole bunch of people gonna unsubscribe tomorrow, ain't they? Hey, grand folk. Hey, grand folk. They finna take a beating on both sides, ain't they? They finna take a beating. They finna take a beating. Because the economy ain't that great, so a lot of people ain't gonna resubscribe anyway. Man, because sometimes we be forgetting we paying them apps. Every now and then you gotta check your apps and get rid of them. Like, man, I ain't watched this in 2 years. They gotta go. Why am I paying for this app? And I ain't watched it since my favorite series went off. Once my series go off, you gotta go. I only had Hulu for the Wu-Tang. And then once Wu-Tang wasn't Wu-Tanging no more, and Hulu had to go. I'm not going to pay for Hulu, and it's a Lulu, and it's a boo-boo, and I'm not watching it. I don't even want to watch certain things on that app. And once that thing go off, I'm gone. I just don't watch apps. I just don't be wanting to pay apps. I'm paying to see what I want to see. So now, tomorrow, how many people going to subscribe? So now it's the battle of the boycotts. Who is the most deadliest boycott? Now, let's say they lost $4 billion on that side. And let's say tomorrow they lose $6 billion on the other side. It'd be like, ooh, the $4 billion side lost. The $6 billion side shut y'all down. Now, imagine the decision Disney got to make if they bring him back and lose $6 billion. And then they got to kind of figure if any of these billions is going to come back. Is anybody going to come back? What y'all think? Is anybody going to come back? See, they done created a big old mess. See, me, that's why I ain't never talk about that situation. Because my name Weston, I ain't in that mess. And I don't be jumping into no real divisive type conversations. Because you're going to have people that's going to watch you that's going to like it, but they ain't the one going to lose the money. You the one going to lose the money. And all they're going to do is watch somebody else. So I'm not jumping out the window like that. I'm not jumping out the window like that. My name Wes, and I ain't in that mess. I don't know nothing. I'm not jumping in that. Why? Why would I jump in that? I don't know nothing. You could put the camera in my face right now. ABC, CBS, NBC, everything. So what do you think about what's going on with that? What I think is I think there should be more discussions on reparations for foundational Black Americans. That's what I think. I think reparations. I think we could forget about all that and focus on reparations. That's right. That's what I think. Curve their ass. I think we should be talking about reparations personally. What does that have to do with anything? Nothing, but that's what I think we should be talking about. Boy, no, you ain't tricking me, boy. I don't know nothing, boy. Don't you see somebody got unalived? Boy, I don't speak on unalivers. I'm from the rack. I don't know nothing. I ain't seen nothing. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. Somebody got unalived. I don't know. I'm not speaking on that. Because if you speak on JFK, you end up like RFK. How did that work out for RFK? I don't know nothing. I'm not getting over here jumping in that. I'm not getting over here jumping on the right or the left. I'm not playing the right or the left. I know. I grew up. I used to listen close. I'm not doing the right or the left. I listen. NWA told me, right, left, you toothless. And then you say, God damn, they ruthless. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's what NWA told me. Hey, boy, I don't know about the right or the left. I like women and I like the middle. I like the middle. I like women. I like the middle. I don't do the right or the left. It ain't nothing on the right or the left side. It's straight down the middle, baby. I'm not in that. I'm not doing that. So now they got themselves in a mess. Well, this one finna boycott, and I think tomorrow the other one's gonna boycott. So I wanted to jump out here early for the news posted tomorrow. Cause I'm telling you, man, when they bring him back, man, people that's on that other side that's still pissed off, they gonna all unsubscribe. Man, they gonna unsubscribe. Man, a whole bunch of people gonna unsubscribe tomorrow, man. They probably started already once they heard they was reinstating them. Po Disney. All because Jimmy don't know how to shut up. Bro, tell jokes. Okay? Stick with jokes. Stick with jokes. Controversial jokes sometimes don't be funny and be detrimental. Stick with lighthearted stuff. Stop trying to do this super political satire, especially when there's certain situations where somebody got unalived. You don't speak on that. I think he bogus anyway. I think Jimmy Kimmel fouled for that. You don't speak on that. To me, you don't speak on that. Whether the man is your op or whatever, no matter what, you just don't speak on that. You just don't want that type of energy your way. To me, you don't speak on that. To me, you just asking for trouble. When you see all these people emotional over something, and you see all of these followers following something, why would you go say the hell with what they follow? You just asking for it. You just putting your face out there. Hey, y'all all come and do something to me. Basically, it's like another rap song. Suicide is a suicide. Suicide, that's a suicide. Some stuff is a suicide. You like, but yeah, bro, I got to stand up. Yeah, but you're going to lay down, though. You're supposed to be trying to stand up. You ain't supposed to be trying to stand up to lay down. Make that make some sense. We call that revolutionary suicide. That's a no-no. I'm from the young group of revolutionaries that watch the old ones. I'm not doing Fred Hampton and Malcolm. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not blah 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 pow. You know what I'm saying? You didn't accomplish nothing. You really set the revolution back. Basically, that's why the new generation like me, we came up with some other stuff like don't talk about it, be about it. Don't be talking about I'm a revolution and I'm gonna come get you Thursday. And Thursday it's gonna go down. And then Wednesday, bow. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna never see Thursday. Like you ain't gonna never see Thursday, bro. What is you doing? What is you doing? Them is threats. That's crazy. These people that lost their man. So now Disney, I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know what they're gonna do. They finna take another L tomorrow. Man, they finna take another L tomorrow. It probably already started as soon as they announced they bringing him back. Man, people went unscrap, 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 unscrap. By the time Jimmy Kimmel come on that TV, man, they don't tell her how many people gonna be to unsubscribe. And it's the ones that unsubscribe, are they gonna resubscribe? Not like that, not as fast as the unsubscribers. Nobody running back. Oh, he's coming back. Okay, I'm gonna resubscribe. Nobody gonna do that. Nobody gonna do that. What a mess. They giving 6 months for $3.99. Wow. Now they need to put something good on the watch. They need to put on something good to watch because that deal ain't working so good. According to sources, another day, another Jimmy Kimmel topic. This is brought to you by our good friends at Pirates and Princesses. I hope they don't mind. This is fair use. Another day, another Jimmy Kimmel topic. As you likely know, Jimmy Kimmel's show, Jimmy Kimmel Live, was placed on indefinite hiatus over comments the host made about certain situations. It was not initially Disney's decision, but rather their ABC affiliate owners, Nexstar and Sinclair, who pulled the show. Disney then put it on hiatus till something could be figured out. Immediately, Hollywood had a fit and asked people to boycott Disney and cancel subscription services because Kimmel was removed. Now the media is claiming that the firing of Jimmy Kimmel led to a massive loss of $3.87 billion for Disney. Some are even claim billions have been lost, but don't provide evidence for these numbers. I heard 4 billion. Many are pointing to the stocks and are saying that they are plummeting because people agree that Disney was wrong for firing Jimmy Kimmel. While they are dropping and are down to 113 or 76 at the time of this article, they are not hitting lows that Disney has seen just this year. The stocks have only dropped a couple of dollars since the incident. While not great, it's far from the win people claim it. You know what? I need to go buy me some shares tomorrow. I need to watch this. I'm glad I'm talking about this. Duh. I need to see if it crash. I need that to get down to $50, $25, so I can go buy a bunch of them. Yeah, I'm glad I'm talking about this. Duh, I was finna miss a lick. I was finna miss a lick because it's gonna go back up one day. And if it go down, I got to go and grab up some shares and sit on them. It is about the infringement of constitutional rights on the people that boycotted now, but the people that boycott tomorrow, it's gonna be about dude. Yeah, buy the dip. Yep, I'm gonna buy the dip. Yeah, for sure. Tomorrow it's gonna be them other people if they bring him back. They're gonna be like, no, you didn't. We love dude. And they gonna be mad. I think they might be madder. What y'all think? I think the people tomorrow gonna be madder than the people. I'm telling you. I bet you it's a bigger crowd tomorrow. What y'all think? Which one y'all think is the bigger crowd? I think the crowd tomorrow is gonna be bigger. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I think the crowd tomorrow gonna be bigger, and then they feel like they got something to prove. They got something to prove. It's gonna be crazy. The only thing to save them is if the crowd that boycotted come back and help them and stand on business. Be like, okay, we did this to y'all. What a tough spot. Elder. What I'm telling you. What a tough spot. What. You know what I'm saying? That's Jimmy Kimmel's fault. Funny man, be funny. You know what I'm saying? Be funny. You know what I'm saying? It's like I cannot like somebody, but if something like that happened to them and all their supporters is hurt over it, I ain't finna speak on that. Cause that's not in good taste. That's why I ain't speak on that's not in good taste. Regardless on how you feel about whatever. That's not in good. That was whack. That joke was whack. To me, Jimmy was out of line. It's just some roads you just don't cross. To me, some stuff you just don't do. What he doing is what gang members do. Gang members don't want to go scratch you out and all of that. Civilized people don't do that like that. I was always taught two wrongs don't make a right. When you're doing business, you got to think, man. Jimmy should have thought about ABC. He should have thought about this. He should have thought about all that. Isn't that a late night talk show host to talk on current events? Not if it's something in bad taste. Not if somebody lost their life. No. No. L'Anthony, your first job is to make money for the company that hired you. That's your first job. When you're getting a salary for a company, your first job is to make them money. So you don't go and say nothing gonna make them lose money. See, this is business. So Jimmy made a bad business move. See, you can't mix emotional, social situations with business. Social situations that don't mix good with business. And when you're doing business and you got a crowd over here and you got a crowd over there, you're trying to go in the middle. You're trying to get all the money. You're not trying to alienate no money. So his job is to get everybody mad off of that. You a comedian. Say something funny. So if it's something tragic happen like that, and the country split over here and over there, and I come on stage, I'm going to try to make all y'all have a good, I'm trying to talk about something else. Y'all already talking about this all day. Y'all already arguing all day. My job is to try to take your man off of that and talk about something else. Not to go and stir the pot, and I'm supposed to be a comedian. No, I think like this. I think you should get comedians. See, I'm a comedian. And when we comedians, we always cross the line, but we don't be intending to do it. We be pushing the envelope, right? Over the years, all of them, Richard Pryor, Phyllis Diller, you name them, comedians is known for crossing the line. Comedians always would get in trouble for that, trying to get that next funny. So I understand how he made that mistake. But I feel that he is a Democrat and he went and told a Democrat joke, not realizing that his audience ain't Democrats. His audience is Democrats, Republicans, Independent, and all that. He shouldn't have told a joke that's on the side of his political situation. That's where he made a mistake, that he let his political mentality and position get involved with his job, speaking to just Americans. You ain't talking to Democrats. You ain't talking to Republicans. You ain't talking to blacks. You ain't talking to whites. You ain't talking to men. You ain't talking to women. You're talking to just a general public. You can't come out there and go this way. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, Jupiter. Jupiter say you can't pick a side when you need both sides' money to survive. Exactly. And your job is comedy. So you avoid that type of stuff. Look, I didn't do y'all like that. When that happened, y'all did not see me come over here and fan no flames. I talked about, over the last few days, I've been talking about everything but that. Why? Y'all already been bombarded with that all day. Why would I have you click over here and serve you a big old plate of depression and anxiety and negativity? Because that's all that is negativity. That's all it is darkness. That's all it is. And they so busy trying to play sides, and sides didn't even have nothing to do with it. That's why you go too far. Man, that had nothing to do with Democrat and Republican. Facts. That had nothing to do with Democrat or Republican, left or right. That had nothing to do with that. And I'm going to just leave that right there. Okay? That wasn't no Democrat party. That was a hit for something serious. Okay? That wasn't old. Okay? If you know, you know. We're going to leave that like that. That had nothing to do with none of them social issues. That's a fact. That had nothing to do with no social issues. Nothing. At all. Not the way they did that. That was something else. And whatever it was, I bet you better not get over here and say it. I bet you that. So my name Wes, and I ain't in that mess. I don't know nothing. And if I do know, I still don't know. Because I ain't no fool. And so Jimmy, he shouldn't have touched that with a 10-foot pole. He shouldn't have touched it. It's not funny, bro. That's trauma. That's trauma for everybody sitting there that saw that. Like JFK, that was trauma. There's little kids that see that for the first time. You understand? I remember coming home as a little boy. And in Chicago, when they used to interrupt the TV in the daytime and say, we interrupt the program, it would always be a tornado warning. So I'm at home, we watching Bozo Circus. I'm like 5 years old, maybe 6. And they interrupt Bozo. And they come on TV and say, the president of the United States got shot. Now imagine you 5 or 6 years old. That's trauma. You really don't know what a president is. But all you know is you don't know about no getting shot. What is getting shot? You understand? So that's darkness. That was trauma. From that day on, when we was little back then, they asked you what you want to be when you grow up. I never said president. I started saying astronaut, fireman. You know what I mean? First you'd be like the president, astronaut, fireman. I want to be the president. I don't want to be the president. Astronaut, fireman. I don't want to be the president. They shot the president. Imagine 5 years old. And they shoot the president. And they interrupt your cartoons to announce that. And all the Americans is crying. All the adults is crying. All the adults is crying. See, that's trauma. People cried over that. You know what I'm saying? So you got to have like some type of compassion. 2 wrongs don't make a right. So you wouldn't have never seen me speak on nothing like that. That's too low for me. That's low. Let the man rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? It's simple as that. Whatever. It really don't matter now. It don't matter what he said now. So I really didn't like people speaking on that. Jimmy shouldn't have spoke on that. He should have thought, man, this company don't want me speaking on that. You know what I'm saying? I want to speak on it, but I'm representing ABC, these other 2 companies, Hulu, Disney. I'm representing all this. No, he got out there all sloppy like that. And his career not going to bounce back from that. If I had to bet, his career is over, though. Because he's going to be looked at as like callous. He's going to be looked at like he got bad. People going to look at him like, there's a lot of people just never going to like him no more. He less than funny now. He jumped in some stuff that ain't funny. And you the funny guy. You stay in the funny lane. I think he made a career-ending mistake. When his contract is over, he out of there. This still his last year. He's out of there. It's over. They probably couldn't fire him because of lawsuits and contracts. Have I ever seen anyone in history catch as much backlash for speaking against him or else's bit? You got to understand that what Jimmy made his mistake at is you got social media. Back in the day, right, you didn't have 24-hour news. So when you take away 24-hour news and you take away social media, you can't cause that type of frenzy. Because when it's not 24-hour news and the news only come on at 5, 6, and 10, like the world news. Well, really, the local news come on. The world news might come on at 6 and come on at 10. So it only come on twice. They're not telling a lot of garbage stories because they only come on twice. But now that you got CNN and MSNBC and they on all the time, they could talk about garbage. So something like this wouldn't have never been talked about back in the day. There ain't no Twitter, no Facebook, no Instagram. So it wouldn't have been able to spread like that. And they would have just stayed on the basic news. If he did come out and make a bad statement, there ain't no social media call for no boycott. They would have just fired his ass. That would have just been the end of it. If he did say something bad after Kennedy or something like that, they would have just fired his ass. And that would have just been the end of it because there wouldn't have been no way to rally because there ain't no social media. So it wouldn't have been no rally to save your job. You just fired. See, now everybody get on social media. Boycott Hulu, boycott Disney. But if you ain't got that, it's a wrap. You can't come outside and tell everybody to boycott. So you couldn't even get a boycott to happen without social media. So now you couldn't have never seen nothing like that because Jimmy Kimmel's out here at the wrong time saying the wrong thing at the wrong time. Like you still got to have some class. You can't let something like I might see a dude, he got no class. Then I come out and show no class. Like everybody's still going to look at me like I don't got no class. They're not going to give me a pass just because I'm trying to say they don't got no class. I don't think speaking on that man, I just think it's foul. Period. I don't give a damn what he said in the past. If that man got unalive like that, don't get up there talking foul about that man. Talk about something else. I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't talk foul about him. To me, it's beneath me. It's cowardly for one. He not even here no more. You know what I'm saying? Let him rest in peace, man. You know what I'm saying? My whole thing, and I'll say his name is one thing. My whole thing with Kirk is this. Man, how hard you want to come down on a 30-year-old? Man, a 30-year-old is young. And a 30-year-old philosopher gonna say a whole bunch of stuff that they ain't gonna say when they 50. So for me, I can't just damn him forever. He was only 30 years old. If I was on social media when I was 30, I would have been got kicked off of here. You know how much crazy, stupid stuff I would say when I was 30 and 25? My philosophies wasn't tight like that. You know, you all emotional, you talking off the cuff. You know, you be saying some, you know what I mean? So for me, for him to be 30, now I can't just really look at him as just horrible like that. He a baby. To me, Kurt was a baby. I can't hold that against him for his whole life. He was a baby. He was young. He was out there just kicking the bobos, just freestyling. That same man, if he would have stayed alive, he wouldn't have been on none of that. By the time he would have got 40, he'd have been a whole different person. He'd been a retracted a lot of stuff. You know how y'all, I said that. I'm not really with that. I know this for a fact. So I don't really look at him negative like that. He only 30. All his mistakes was because of the social media era. That wasn't because of his mistake. It was because he had a lot of power because of social media. But he only 30 years old. So if I would have debated him, I would have been like, that's what I would have told him. You a baby, man. You're only 30. That's what I would have told us. Our debate would have went just like that. Bro, you're only 30. You don't know what you're talking about, Kurt. That's what I would have told him. Kurt, you don't know what you're talking about. You're only 30 years old. You just talking. That's what I would have told. But I wouldn't cheer for what happened to him like that. I don't like that. This is the first time I said his name and the last time I'm going to say his name. Because I believe let him rest in peace. But I'm going to say it in a positive way. I would have never, I don't care what he said about blacks or nothing. Once you get unalive like that, I got grace. I'm not cheering for that. We got to be in a war. And we ain't in no war. We ain't in no war. So we ain't supposed to be having no bodies. He would have been on a whole nother track. Everybody like me that been out here talking, I've been out here talking from a baby. I've been out here kicking it crazy hard since like 1920. As a matter of fact, when I first got on YouTube, I was saying stuff. They demonetized me, so I downloaded a bunch of my YouTube videos and I edited them. And when I edited them, I had to take stuff out because I was saying stuff that I didn't alter now. I'm like, I don't even believe that part no more. Or I upgraded it. So you know how many videos, when you go see my classic videos, go watch how I chopped them up. I had to take stuff out. I'm like, oh, I don't even teach that. I don't say that no more. I was like, oh, wow. I had to take stuff out. I had to take stuff out of my old videos. I'm telling you. Some of them I couldn't even post them because I was all the way off track. But I was right and exact as far as at my age, what I thought at that time. But as I matured and got to talking more and seeing more things, I was like, I could fix that. That's a little, that ain't, you know what I'm saying? That ain't 100. So I know for a fact the 30-year-old him, that's not him. Every 7 years, you're a new person, right? You ain't all the way beginning to be there until you 42. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42. 7 sevenths. That's when you begin to be there. And then you tailor it from 42 to 49, from 49 to 56, and from 56 to 63. And you're not a master until 63. That's why the elders be the ones talking in the village or in the kingdom. You got to be 63. If you ain't 60, you getting there, but you ain't there. Me and my 50s, 40, 30, can't mess with this me. I dog the old me. I dog him. I dog him. If you take me just 10, 15 years ago to debate me now, I get ate up. The old one to get ate up. That's a fact. He wouldn't have a chance in hell. He do a little stuff. You know what I'm saying? But nah, he wasn't no match for me now. You become more holistic. You become more worldly. You know what I'm saying? You become more worldly. So, I mean, you know, it's just in poor taste, you know what I'm saying, to speak on somebody that passed away like that. Like, you can't tell a joke about somebody lost their life and they got children, the children watching and all that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The children watching. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy was bogus for that. He was bogus. That was not funny. That was no good. That was tacky. To me, it was tacky. And I don't even, you know, you know what side we on. You know how they talked about us and what they thought about us, but still that was tacky. Like tacky, you don't have to be tacky because somebody else is tacky. You gotta have some class. So Jimmy, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? He messed up a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Bad business move. He messed up a whole lot of money. Bro, you can't replace no $4 billion. You know what I'm saying? He said some stuff and Disney lost. Disney didn't say it. Hulu didn't say it. ABC didn't say it. But they the ones losing the money. He ain't losing $4 billion. They losing it. You messed their money up, bro. And they trusted you to get up there. They figured you had enough sense. You know what I'm saying? They figured Jimmy had enough sense to get up there and whatever. Now, some people so emotional, they going to cheer what he did. But with age, you learn to separate, separate your feelings about what he used to say from the reality of the man got unalive. That's not the time to tell no joke that got nothing to do with him. I wouldn't I wouldn't care what he was. That's in bad taste because this is the thing. And this is what old soldiers, you don't do nothing to that side that you wouldn't want that side to do to your side. So either way, if that was either side, that would be in poor taste. Period. If somebody on the other side that happened to him, and somebody on that side said that, that would be just as bad. Like, let that go and talk about something else. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't talk about that man. That's why I haven't done it. That's why he said nothing. Because that's what rest in peace means. Rest in peace. It's over with. Ain't no need to talk about him now. If you didn't straighten him out while he was here, how you going to straighten him out now he unalive? You know what I'm saying? If Jimmy would have said the same thing about a black man who was unalive, do you think the reaction would have been the same? If that black man had that kind of following, yeah. But he would have to have that same amount of following. That wasn't no little dude he was talking to. So no, just a black man without that kind of following, no. But if a black man got that type of following, and he said that, yeah, he'd be in trouble. Anybody, a woman, an Asian, anybody, if they had a following that big, and you said that, and that company lost $4 billion, you'd be in trouble. Because you can't lose $4 billion unless you got a big following. So now, just any old black man or just some black man kind of famous? No. But then here's the thing. He wouldn't have said that about no black man. He wouldn't have said that about no black man. Guaranteed. That's why he filed. Y'all know he wouldn't have. Y'all know he wouldn't have made no joke like that about no black man. The brother that got unalived up there in Minnesota, did he make a joke about him? Hell no. Hell no, he didn't. No, because he was on some right-left stuff. So he on the left, he a left, Hollywood's supposed to be like Democrats, so he's on some anti-Republican nonsense. He never would have told no joke about George Floyd the day or two after that happened. Never in his life. Because if he would have said something like that about George Floyd, they might have burnt that studio down to the ground. Facts. That wouldn't have went boycott. That would have went violent. The Trump was okay. Look what you said. You said the Trump was more. The joke was more about, which means it was somewhat. It was in bad taste. It was still related to the incident. It was tacky. He shouldn't have said nothing. See what I'm saying, Josh? He shouldn't have said nothing. He shouldn't have touched nothing, got nothing to do with that. He shouldn't have touched that. If that's over there and Trump and them is over there and that's over there, he should have told a joke over here. Your job as a comedian is to take our man out of the negativity. That was a failure as a comedian. I told to his face, I'm a comedian. Our job is to make people laugh, to make people forget about the pain, to make people forget about the wars, to give you a little time to get away from the world. When you come see me and it's tragedy in the world, I'm not supposed to tell no joke that got nothing to do in no type of way with no negative politics or no tragedy in the world. My job is, you've been dealing with that all day. Now, when you turn me on, my job is to take your mind away from that. This is a fact. That's your job as a comedian. His job was not to put nobody mind into Trump and politics. His job was to say something else. And Jimmy would agree with me right now. Jimmy would say Pharaoh is 1,000,000,000% correct. Jimmy would say he's 100% correct. If he's a real comedian and he knows the art of comedy, he would say, I'm 1,000,000,000% correct. He is correct. Comedy is to take your mind away from your problems, to take your mind away from the problems of the world. Comedy is not to tell jokes about wars, crazy negative politics. If you're going to tell a joke about a politician, this needs to be something funny that a politician did, not nothing that's got anything to do with any type of tragedy or nothing like that. Our jobs as comedians is to relax you, to take you on a trip into to take you out of the darkness. Jimmy went and told a joke in the darkness, any way you look at it. A joke about Trump is not a good joke right now. It's dark. Don't nobody want to hear nothing about no damn Trump. That's not funny. Ain't nothing about Trump funny. Not at all. By default, he might be stronger now until everybody boycott tomorrow. He's only strong as the opposition. XYZ. He's only strong, right? If that 4 billion ain't trumped by 5 billion. If 5 billion on the other side boycott, he's weak by 1 billion. Yeah. Tomorrow we gonna see. That's what I'm trying to tell her. XYZ. We'll know tomorrow. He is not on top. Jimmy's not on top until tomorrow. Tomorrow's Tuesday. By Friday, we'll see if he's on top. We'll see. But if more people boycott for the other side than his side, that's an L. That's gonna be an L. And I already know something Jimmy don't know. Oh, they coming for his neck tomorrow. They are coming for him. He's going to have the president speak against him tomorrow, if not tonight, on Truth Social. On Truth Social tonight. The Trump polling numbers? Yeah, right. I know at that memorial, I know it was packed. It wasn't a seat nowhere. in Arizona. I know that, Young Tally. How many people showed up in Arizona, though? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about, XYZ. My whole thing is, see what the title is? Jimmy Kimmel, Disney, and the Battle of the Boycotts. So I'm talking about the battle of the boycotts, right? So I'm saying, okay, that side boycotted. But tomorrow the other side gonna boycott. That's what this comes. Now, which boycott gonna be the biggest? Tell me that ain't interesting though. I don't know the answer. That ain't interesting. That we seen this boycott. Y'all know when they bring him back, the followers of that man is gonna go crazy. And y'all know they gonna boycott. Y'all know they gonna boycott when he come on that TV. How many gonna boycott starting tomorrow? You can't tell me that's not an interesting question. You can't tell me that's not an interesting question though. Think about that. How many people gonna boycott tomorrow when they bring that man back on there? Let's make no mistake about it. It's what, 230 white Americans in this country? Like 230 million, right? That's a lot of people. It's just barely 50 million black Americans. It's 360 million people in this country. So if you take away our 50 million, that's 310 million left. How many of that 310 million is white? And how many of them is on Jimmy's side? And how many of them is on the other side? I don't know that part, right? So I don't know. That's why I'm bringing it today so I can come back in a couple of days and we can see who won the battle. Because it is a battle of the boycotts going on right now. I put y'all up on it before the battle hit because I'm the realest on this whole internet. Hey, tell me that's not interesting. Tell me that tomorrow night not going to be interesting. Y'all don't think tomorrow night when he come on going to be interesting? It's going to be deep. Man, when that man walk out there, it's going to be deep. And even if he apologized, they ain't going to accept it. They ain't going to accept his apology. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Because the country split, left versus the right. Trump got out there and said he loved his enemies, but I hate my enemies. He said that. And they cheered. He said, I hate my enemies. And they cheered. And guess who their enemy is right now? Jimmy Kimmel. ABC, Disney, Hulu, and all the Disney affiliates. I know they pissed. Man, I know Disney is so mad at Jimmy Kimmel. I know they is livid. I know they cannot stand him. Do you know how much 4 billion is? Why the president even taking sides, calling American enemy? Because he got them 37 felonies and they tried to lock his ass up. He mad as hell. He wanted a t-shirt locked up. Everybody that locked me up and got my mug shot because he got a mug shot. You know what I'm saying? So Trump, once Trump got that mug shot, man, it's war. It's war. Look, I'm going to show y'all why Trump tripping. I understand why Trump tripping. Man, Trump ain't trying to hear nothing. You know what I'm saying? Man, Donald Trump wants, he gonna put cases on all y'all. Man, Donald Trump is pissed. And I understand. I do. I definitely understand. I understand Trump. I know why he pissed. I know why he pissed. Wouldn't you be pissed if you was Donald Trump? And you was the first president with a mug shot? That's never gonna go away. You understand? That's never gonna go. Look at his face. He is livid. Look how he looking. He looking at them like, I'm gonna get y'all. I'm gonna get y'all. Because they embarrassed that man. They embarrassed dude, man. He pissed, man. Man, they embarrassed dude. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he pissed. You better believe it. He big mad. He ain't little mad. Man, dude is. Man, listen. You done did that man like that? Man, listen. He want revenge. Because that goes down forever. This stuff they did to him goes down in history forever. Okay? It never goes away. No matter what he does. And he knows that. And that name is his father's name. You know what I'm saying? Look. Come on, man. When he go around them other rich Europeans, they laugh at him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Man, he big mad. So I ain't defending him. I'm just telling what's going on with him. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying why he tripping. I ain't saying if he right, wrong, or none of that. All I'm saying is this is what's going on with him. Okay? This is the face when he said, I hate my enemies. Don't that look like I hate my enemy picture? If you had to take a picture of him when he said, I hate my enemies, tell me you wouldn't use this picture. This would be the perfect picture for I hate my enemies. Look at him. Don't he look like he ate his ear? He said right there, boy, I'm going to put cases on all y'all. Look at him. Boy, he big, gigantic mad. Look, y'all disgrace me because he disgraced forever. He disgraced forever. He know that never go away. You's a criminal. You know what I'm saying? Forever. He wished he could have enough power where he could just destroy all his criminal record and erase every picture of it ever existed. That's that. But tomorrow, I don't even watch TV, but tomorrow I think I'll be watching Jimmy Kimmel because I think I like history, and I need to watch when Jimmy Kimmel walk out there. I think I need to watch that. I probably will have ABC on tomorrow night because I like American history, and that is definitely gonna be American history at its best. And if I know Jimmy, he gonna say something else bogus. For sure. I don't see him apologizing. And if he do apologize, it's gonna be a part of a joke. Heck yeah, I'm gonna do it. Now, I might not do a live on it tomorrow. I might not. It depends on what he say. Tomorrow's Tuesday, so I probably won't do a live on this subject until Wednesday. I ain't gonna want to do a live until I see the numbers on people that unsubscribe to Disney and Hulu and all that. Because you know the media is waiting. The media gonna look at them numbers. Y'all know how the media is. What the media waiting on? They waiting on them numbers. The media waiting on them numbers. Y'all know how the media is. The media is waiting on them numbers. And that's gonna be the blockbuster news. They waiting on the backup for this right here. This what the media waiting on. They waiting on the backup to this. 33.87 billion. Kimmel led a mass, all right? Now the media is claiming that the firing of Jimmy Kimmel led to a massive loss of $3.87 billion. That's what the media is going to be looking at. How much money are they going to lose tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? I think it's a high possibility they're going to lose more than they lost. It's a high possibility they lose like 5 billion, 6 billion. It's a high possibility. If they don't, that'll be, man, listen. If they lose less money when he come back, that means that the other side is way stronger. Whoever win this battle is the strongest politically in this country. Tomorrow night is a big night to see where the power's at. If they lose more money when they bring it back, the Democrats is in serious trouble. For sure. Man, if they lose 5 billion, 6 billion more money dollars, and they lose everybody, and they got to file for bankruptcy, the Democrats gonna be in big trouble. DeSantis gonna be calling Trump, trying to beg to try to figure something out, because Florida gonna take a hit with Disney World. Disneyland and Disney World gonna take a hit, a bad hit, oh man. Come on, man. This could go bad. And if a bunch of people boycott, Jimmy Kimmel is ruined. They're gonna be like, his big mouth cost them $7 billion or 8 billion or 9. Imagine that. Imagine if they lose $10 billion because of his mouth. Man, just let that sink in. Because they're doing tit for tat. And I know the other side going to boycott for sure. They're going to be like, oh, y'all boycotted, so they brought him back? All right. Y'all get together. Let's boycott to make them get rid of him again. This is how America's is. It's real childish right now. The other side is going to go crazy when that man walk out there. When that man walk out there tomorrow night, the other side going to go crazy. Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel can end up having a car accident or something. The Marvel movies and all that, because Marvel already said they leaving. Marvel leaving. Marvel said they leaving. America taking a beating, man, with all this division. Marvel Studios is shifting its film and television production from Georgia to the United Kingdom due to economic factors, primarily lower labor costs and the absence of required medical benefit subsidies thanks to the UK's universal healthcare system. The move is a significant economic blow to Georgia's film industry, which had been a major production hub. But the move to the UK aligns with a broader trend of studios seeking more cost effective filming locations overseas, which is not really the whole truth. They do not want to be in the middle of this nonsense. It's what I told y'all. They got to make money from both sides and they want to get the hell out of here so they can stay neutral. That's the real reason they leaving. They don't want to be on no side. They don't want to be on no side. If I'm selling juice right now, I just want to sell juice. I don't want to sell right juice, left juice, liberal juice, conservative juice. I don't want to sell Democrat juice or Republican juice. I want to sell juice. I want everybody to buy my juice. And this is why a lot of times we don't donate. Because if I donate, you're going to say, oh, Pharaoh's juice donated to the Democrats. Now all the Republicans ain't going to want to buy my juice. Oh, Pharaoh donated to Republicans. Now the Democrats ain't going to want to buy my juice. I'm not Democrat. I'm not donating to nobody. Like over here, I'm not on nobody's side. Shout out to Zach. And y'all support the channel. Hit that super chat. Make a donation to the channel. And hit that like button. Hit that like button and share, subscribe, and all that. Zach, much love, bro. Yeah, much love to bro Zach making it do what it do. You see what I'm saying? This is just business. And I've been telling you that. I told you, I said this whole thing is bad for business because this thing got too crazy and now they want everybody to choose sides. And that's bad for business. It's horrible. America's finna go broke with this stupid stuff. Broke. You cannot divide like that. You can't make politics that big. You got to leave it where it's at. No, they want to make the whole living about politics. I remember when you voted for a president, you just voted for a president. Now with these weirdos, if you vote for a president, you his party. I remember where if it's Biden versus Trump, If you voted for Biden, you just voted for Biden. They didn't call you no Democrat. If you voted for Trump, you just voted for Trump. Because some people might vote for Trump this time and a Democrat the next time. But now, if you support Harris, they call you a Democrat. And I'm like, how am I a Democrat? I'm just supporting her. I don't even know all the Democrats. So not only is this stupid, they're making Americans very stupid. Americans are politically stupid right now because they believe a vote for one person is a vote for a whole party, which is false. It's absolutely false. So now, just because you like somebody, you got to like everybody in the party. When everybody knows that's got any sense that when you go in the voters booth, they got to switch for Democrats, where you can vote all Democrat. They got to switch for Republican, where you can vote all Republicans. And they got where you can vote for each one. You can vote for this Democrat, this Republican, this Republican, this. Everybody knows that's intelligent, knows that you can vote from both parties, the people you like. Everybody knows that if I go vote here in Chicago for election in Chicago, I can vote for this Republican in this spot and this Democrat here. I can vote for a Democratic mayor. I can vote for a Republican alderman here, a Republican judge here. Everybody with any sense knows that. So anybody in any sense knows just because I vote for a Democrat mayor does not mean I voted all Democrat. Because I might like this judge. He might be easy on marijuana and he's a Republican. Vote for him. I like the mayor. He's a Democrat. He's going to do good. I like this senator because he's easy on gun laws. I vote for him. He's going to make it easy for us to get concealed carry or whatever. So everybody knows that's intelligent, which is definitely at an all-time low right now. We're not teaching young people nothing. Like our young people politically is about as dumb as they've ever been in the history of this country. Because anybody knows politics know you don't have to vote straight. You don't have to vote straight. It's ridiculous. As a matter of fact, you don't have to vote for nobody, just one candidate. I voted for Harris and left. I didn't vote for nobody else. I did not vote Democrat. I voted Harris and I left. Because I don't know the rest of them. So how am I voting Democrat when I didn't vote for all these Democrats and I only voted for her? It's ridiculous. And then what business is it of yours? Which is also foul. Because I remember it wasn't none of your business. It's not your business to try to chastise somebody for who they vote for. And they should be able to say who they will vote for, and you should respect it the same way you should say who you vote for and they respect it. But no, and that's why everything like that. If a person said they voting for this, you can't even put a sign in your yard for a candidate you like because the other side want to snatch the sign up. Like real childish, goofy stuff. No respect for the country. Both sides are disrespectful to the country. Facts. Totally disrespectful. You don't give people the right to choose. You think you can tell them who they need to vote for when you just supposed to vote for who you're supposed to vote for. I'm not supposed to tell you not to vote for who you're going to vote for. I'm only supposed to say who I'm going to vote for and try to ask you to vote for who I'm going to vote for. And if it's no, then it's no. It's not for me to argue with you about it. But now it's a bunch of weirdos, especially on the internet. You want to argue about a candidate, and then you want to get on the internet and argue with me about a candidate, and I got no proof that you're even going to actually vote. Think about that. You on the internet telling me don't vote for this one, vote for that one. But I have no proof that you're even going to get up that day and go vote. Because all real people know that you might get up on election day and say, I don't feel like going. You know how many times I ain't feel like going voting? You know how many times I went and voted at the last minute where I really wasn't going to go, but it kind of got eaten into. I said, well, I'll go ahead. So you trying to tell me who to vote for when I got no proof that you're going to vote? And on social media, I got no proof that you're even an American citizen. You could be in Africa or Asia somewhere with a fake name arguing me about who to vote for, and you can't even vote. You could be voting out of racism. You could be voting out of hate for the other candidate. I can't trust you and why you're voting a certain way. And you out of line for a grown person to try to tell another grown person. There's a lot of people I would not deal with ever no more since this last election, because some of these people was going too far, coming all on my Instagram, coming on my stuff, trying to like basically troll me over my decisions who I was going to vote for. I was thinking, boy, if you did that in real life, it'd be some furniture moving. Like, boy, ever in your real life, if you got out your body and tried to tell me what to do, we would have a real problem in real life. I'm a grown-ass man. If I say I'm going to vote for Johnny John, then that's what it is. And I don't know who you think you is where you can tell me what I'm supposed to do. You don't feed me. You don't pay no bills or none of that. And that's where it got ridiculous. I had grown men. All I did was post who I supported. I had grown men all in their feelings over who I supported. It was disgraceful. They had no testosterone. So many men didn't have no testosterone the last presidential election. None. They didn't have no testosterone. They weren't standing on what they were standing on. They was trying to get you to stand on what they standing on. Bro, you need to stand on this because I'm standing on that. Like nut stuff. Like, I never troll nobody over that. I only posted who I support on my social media. If I went to somebody else's social media and they was going to vote for Trump, I didn't say nothing because I don't feel it's right for me to tell you not to vote for whoever the hell you going to vote for. At what point on your social media you say Trump 2024, what gives me the right to go over there and tell you no on your social media? And you're a grown woman or a grown man. And what is that going to accomplish? Nothing. Because at the end of the day, you're still going to vote for what you're going to vote for, and I'm going to still vote for what I'm going to vote for. So it's gotten silly, and now it's gotten violent. It's gotten silly, and it's gotten violent. And I've seen grown men want to argue with me for who I'm going to vote for, and I'm thinking, bro, outside, I would have only told you one time to shut up talking to me, period. And to get out of my face, and I would never want to see you no more, because that ain't no man time. Because if I'm sitting around my boy and I want to vote for Harris, he want to vote for Trump, I say I'm voting for Harris, he said I'm voting for Trump. I'm saying straight up, that's all I'm going to say. Now, we might talk about, I'll be like, why you want to vote for dude? He'd be like, man, dude going to do this and that and that. Why you want to vote for her? She going to do this and that. And then we going to go to another subject. We not finna argue about who dude want to vote for. Dude want to vote for Trump. That's the end of it. It's not for me to try to get this dude to change his mind about his mind. How I do is just vote for who I'm going to vote for. You vote for who you going to vote for. And then that's the end of it. Now, this last election, men, especially a lot of black men, you was a disgrace. You was trolling other people for their choice. It was disgraceful. Some people, I never looked at them the same again. I looked at you like, this dude's a weirdo. You're a weirdo. That's how I looked at it. I was like, this dude's a weirdo. This dude really think he can tell me? Some people was trying to tell jokes. They was trying to insult people. I had people try to say insulting stuff to me because my choice. I just posted Harris 2024. I had black brothers try to insult me for my own free choice as a man. It was horrible. It was disgraceful. You can't go nowhere and see me doing that. You never would see me on nobody's account posting the opposite on what they said, whoever they was gonna vote for. Because I got toxic man. I'm not doing that. That's feminine. I am not going on nobody else's account telling them, you can't vote like that. You need to vote like this. Like I'm your daddy or something. I had dudes talking to me like you my daddy. And I'm just looking. And I'm like, it's only because we on social media. Because face to face, I'll tell you one time, vote for Harris. And you'll say, why you vote for Harris? Because I'm grown. Why you questioning me, punk? That's how that would go. That'll go left right there. It's up. What we doing? How far you want to go with this? Like you want to, what you want to lay on the line? Because you act like you ready to lay something on the line for this. I want to see how serious it is for you. I don't believe you that serious. I believe you stunting. Like, mind your business. And then get the hell away from me. Because if I can't talk to you about what I like, I don't want to be around you. I'm a plant-based vegan. And if I'm around my guys and they go get burgers and stuff, they just go get burgers and stuff. I don't be trolling them. I don't know why you eating them burgers. What? Because he grown. That's why he eating a burger. I don't believe in eating meat at all. But I am not trolling no grown man. My beliefs is my beliefs. I'm not forcing no belief on no brother like, on no sister like no other adult. Come on, where we doing that? And that's way more important than elections. Because you getting colon cancer, all type of cancers. You really having health problems from that. And you don't see me trolling for that. I seen dudes trolling for elections that ain't trying to get their people to eat better, ain't trolling for no economical development in the hood. You ain't trolling for nothing to build a black community. You trolling over an election that's once every 4 years. Now you Mr. Serious, but you ain't never. I've been looking, say, because I be serious, pushing stuff, all different type of stuff. I got a whole channel, Vegan Intel, pushing. I seen dudes that only start pushing stuff at election time. Now you my mama, you my daddy, you the nigga in the alley, you the pusher man. Soon as that over, you ain't pushing nothing because you's a fraud. You know what I'm saying? That's why 1 minute when we talk about reparations, when it's the end thing, everybody reparations. As soon as the main pushers, look at it now. Who talking about reparations now? Nobody, because it's a whole bunch of followers. You don't really care about elections. You're just doing it because it's the thing to do. Oh, it's election time. Let me talk election stuff. Let me force my opinion on somebody else. Man, that's weak. That's why we got all this violence. That's why we got the situation with Jimmy Kimmel. That's why we got all of this. Because even the presidents is goofies now. Even the people that's supposed to run the country is just like these people on social media. Donald Trump is just like these clowns on social media. A bozo. Ain't nothing presidential about him. He's a clown. Because a president is supposed to be trying to get everybody together. A president ain't supposed to be way over here. And everybody over there ain't nothing. And you got to be over here. And he don't care about nobody but everybody that agree with him. And he ain't no president for everybody. He only a president for the people that agree with what the hell he's saying. A straight bozo. Gonna go down in history probably as the worst president in U.S. history. And when everybody go broke, and when all these farms fail, and when these prices shoot through the roof, I'm not going to troll brothers and sisters that voted for him. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to turn around and you was pushing Trump. I am not going to throw that in your face because that's childish and that's goofy. You thought that was a good pick and you had the right. You thought he was a good president. He didn't turn out to be a good president. And it is what I'm not going to be like, why you voted for Trump? You voted for Trump and now look. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to get back on you because you voted for him because you probably really thought he was going to do something. So now if he don't do something, that's your fault. If I vote for Harris and I really think she's going to do something and then she get in there and don't do something, how is that my fault? And this is where America's making a mistake. We blaming each other because the politicians don't do what they told us they was going to do. And we never blame them. We blame the voters. How you going to blame the voters because somebody didn't do what they promised they was going to do? The voters ain't got nothing to do with that. If you voted for Trump, it's not your fault he got in there doing all this stupid stuff. It ain't no way you knew that. So what I look like bringing that back up? Yeah, you voted for Trump. Man, come on, man. American politics then went to the toilet. And the bad thing about it is when American politics become feminine and childish like that, then the soldiers and the men become feminine and childish. And American politics have turned the American man into a kitty cat, soft, emotional. Facts. Real G's, we don't even want to talk to you. Real G's, I don't even want to talk to you. I don't even want to talk. I ain't doing all that childish stuff. Everybody trying to pick who they think gonna be the best. And then when they get in there and don't be the best, we all supposed to jump on their neck. We ain't supposed to jump on the people that pick them. If you put a Democrat president in there, he don't do what he's supposed to do. All the Republicans and the Democrats supposed to jump on his neck. If you put a Republican president there and he don't do what he's supposed to do, all the Democrats and Republicans supposed to jump on his neck. The whole America's supposed to jump on their neck. Dude, do your damn job. But no, because you picked him and you're a Republican, you don't want to face the fact he's an idiot and he's messing up because you picked him. So now your pride not allowing you to say, dude, what the hell wrong with you? And that's why them politicians running over Americans. And that's why we're going to look up, we're going to be broke, busted, and disgusted because we pick these people and then we try to cover for them when they ain't even doing their job because we picked them. It's like a woman picking a man and love him and then he's a bum husband, but she want to keep pretending he's a good husband and he's a bum. It's like a man picking a woman thinking she a good wife and she a bum. She a tramp. But he want to keep pretending she's a good woman because he picked her rather than saying, I picked the wrong one. And the way it looks like right now, Trump was the wrong one. It ain't no way no other person could have been worse. He's horrible. We on the brink of war and all type of stuff. That man then chased Zelensky out of there, and Zelensky then went and got drones from the French, and the French then blew up all Russia's oil refineries, blew up the biggest oil refinery, and now Europe preparing for World War III. Because Trump didn't have no diplomacy to go in there and work that out and stop that. And then he went, here go Russia fighting in Ukraine. He don't want to help Zelensky. So Zelensky got to go to NATO and try to get stuff. NATO's supposed to say no, right? So if Zelensky can't get weapons, just listen. Zelensky's supposed to get weapons from America. America and NATO supposed to be like this. So if America don't give them to you, NATO ain't supposed to give them to you either, right? So Zelensky can't get them from America, so he want to go get to NATO. So we go to France and them want to get weapons. What do America do? Put tariffs against France and them, mess up Gucci and Louis and all the designers, so they ain't making no money. So he do Zelensky dirty and do NATO dirty because the tariffs is doing NATO dirty. So they said, well, the hell with Trump. We'll sell you drones. They sell Zelensky drones. He then blew up all the refineries in Russia, and Russia ready to go to World War. Facts. CNN ain't going to tell you, MSNBC not. That's what happened. This man notices NATO. So on one end, they are allies. On the other end, you're going to have tariffs and mess their business up. Who remember when the Chinese was all on the internet saying, we the one make these Gucci bags. We the one make these Louis bags. We the ones, so all we do is soda. We make it, and all they do, we send to them, and they sew their logo on it. They don't make it. Y'all can get them from us. Who remember that? Trump did that. Messed all their business up. And I got friends work for Louis, Gucci, all that. I'm a boss. They losing money. Nobody coming in the stores. And I mean nobody. I got friends that selling $20,000, $30,000 worth of merchandise a week. On a slow week, they'll sell 12, they'll sell 8. They ain't selling nothing. Not in the Prada store, not in the Gucci store, not in the Louis store. They not selling nothing. Neiman Marcus, I can name them. I'm really him. They not selling nothing. Nothing. They ain't sold nothing in 3 months. Not only they ain't selling nothing, they got no merchandise. Ask somebody. Prada ain't got no merchandise. Louis ain't got no merchandise. Gucci ain't got no merchandise. Neiman Marcus ain't, none of them. They got Mace, none of them got any merchandise. None. People is coming in the store saying they want this. They don't got it in the store. They don't even got tags to go on the clothes because of the tariffs. It's designer stores now ain't got tags. I ain't supposed to be telling y'all all of this, but my subscribers is the smartest people on social media. These are facts. They don't even got the tags that go on the coats and stuff because those tags are like designer tags. They had to get a new people to make the tags because of the tariffs. Oh, my soul. So even the clothes they got ain't got no tags to put on. People coming in, you got this leather jacket? We don't got it. It ain't it. We don't got it in. We don't got this. We don't got, they ain't got nothing. Ask somebody. I could call somebody, but I ain't got the thing to describe their voice. I'm going to get the thing to disguise voice, and I'm going to call some people. I'm going to get a phone line over here for for this winter. This winter, I'm going to get a phone line, and I'm going to get a way to disguise the voice, and I'm going to show y'all I really know what I'm talking about. Ask anybody. The designer clothing stores got nothing in there because of Trump. So now how you going to depend on NATO as a military when you hurting the European businesses? You hurting France. You hurting Italy. Of course they going to sell drones to Zelensky. Canada, boom, pouring out the bourbon. I got friends here in the liquor business. They're like, Pharaoh, we going broke because of Trump. We going all the way broke because all our distilleries and stuff, we ain't selling nothing. Because one of their biggest exporters was Canada. And one of their biggest importers was Canada. And Canada don't want to send you nothing either. They don't want to buy nothing from you, and they don't want to send you nothing. Y'all ain't see the dude pouring out the liquor? Hold on. Y'all didn't see dude pouring that liquor out? Hold on. That was what? About 2 weeks ago. Let me go to about a month back. Yeah. Hold on. Hold on. Because I don't want nobody to think I'm over here capping. This is where you get the real information. It's real over here. All right, we not doing no fake stuff. Look at this and tell me I'm lying. Tell me America ain't making no big mistakes. I don't give a damn who you voted for. It's time to let them know, listen, man, y'all got to turn this ship around. We don't give a damn who you is. Man, we don't care who you are. You know what I'm saying? We don't care who you are, bro. You got to turn this ship around. What is you doing? What is you doing, bro? What is you doing? We going to go flat broke. On my soul. Pouring the liquor out. Saying, man, they don't want to do no business with us down here. Look, tell me I'm lying. Look, y'all. Tell me what y'all think about this. How you going to make money like this? How you going to make money like this? How? Man, listen, I'm telling you, man. Politics is not supposed to be negative like this. Look. This Canada. This Canada. It's Canada. What y'all think? Look at that. Look at that. Let's take a break and then we'll finish. Check out Pharaoh El-Aton. Real talk. Look. Pouring out American liquor. So look, man, that's the end of this conversation. I hope y'all learned something. And one thing is, listen, old dude that got shot, got unalive, don't post him on your social media. Do not post that man name on your social media. If you got that man, anything about that man on your social media, take it off. Delete it. Because you're asking for trouble. You're asking for people to investigate you. You asking for them to sick the dogs on you. Yeah, they talk about turning off the power. Yes. If you're posting about the man that got unalive, take it down. Take it down. Stay out of that. Stay out of it. Do not jump into no fight. Stay out of it. You got family. You got your job. You got your responsibility. You just on social media trying to do what you do. You don't want no political problems. You don't want no police problems. You don't want no FBI problems. They'll sick them boys on you now. You in a whole new America. They will come for you. Seriously. So stay out of it. Stay out of all that immigration stuff. You could talk about it, but stay down the middle. Man, you got children. You got responsibilities. Stop trying to be a superhero out here. And now all that fake name, as long as they got your IP address, they can come for you. They know who you are. They know who you are. This is to my subscribers. Stay out of it. Anytime it's really controversial and it's really divisive, don't say nothing. Your name, West, do not get in that mess. Stay out of it. Don't go out here looking for trouble. Don't go out here trying to prove something. Because you're living in a whole new, you're living in 1984, Big Brother. And Big Brother's watching you for real. It's not no game no more. You really in it now. It's not no game. It's not no game, y'all. You are really in Big Brother 1984. Stay quiet. Keep a low profile. Because they coming for you. They coming for you. Your social media ain't safe. You're not safe. Stay out of that. Stay out of that. Stay in a more melancholy, more better world. Don't let nobody tell you, they don't listen to Pharaoh, we got to stand up. You're not standing up on social media. That's not standing up. That's flagging them. Here, I'm over here. I'm over here. Come get me. I don't like y'all. Hey, look at me. I don't like y'all. Hey, the people that run the system. The hell with your system. Look. That's all you doing. You are not making no change on social media talking about the powers that be. All you're doing is exposing you and your family. That's what you're doing. You get out here talking about this man and get unalive. You got all kind of nuts trying to dox you. That's what going to happen. They're going to find your address. They're going to find where your child go to school. All that. Is that worth it for something that ain't none of your business? Go ahead. Think it's a joke. When you take social media and lunatics, hey, it's one thing when you got lunatics and you ain't got social media. But when you got social media and you got your IP address and all that, hey, it becomes dangerous. So that's why you see me when I be talking. You be seeing me weaving. You be seeing brothers don't like me. Y'all ever seen people come over here and ask me real controversial questions and get mad because I don't want to talk about it? That be the police. Listen, y'all, it be the police coming over here testing me to see if I'm going to talk too much. They'll come over here like they radicals. Man, you need to stand up and talk about this. But the whole time the one telling you to stand up is the police. As soon as I stand up, they're going to knock me right down. I've seen this movie already. Don't let nobody come on your page typing all that radical, crazy stuff on your page trying to get you to respond. If they said something too radical, delete it. If they come do it again, block them. I'm telling you. Don't talk about it, be about it. All of this, exposing yourself, that's not it. Not right now, and it's getting worse. This is not going back the other way. This is not going to go back the other way. This is not going back. This is going that way. They tell you you can't touch your phone when you're driving. You better not touch it. Why you think they passed a law where you can't touch your phone when you're driving? Because too many people have been recording the police. Too many people have been recording what's going on. They're like, you can't put that phone down. Next, they're going to ban phones. When that situation happened with that man getting underlined, some people had phones and some people filmed certain things. And what they filmed is a problem because they're going to ban phones based on that video. Those that know what I'm saying, know what I'm saying. There's a certain video that's going around about that situation. And trust me, they're going to ban phones. You will not be allowed to bring your phone in no arena. And if you do, they'll have something that'll make sure it cannot come on. It will not turn on. They're going to make something where your phone will not turn on. They got to get rid of them phones. Because people recording too much. If somebody recorded something that they really don't want you to see. And we just going to leave that like that. But there's a certain incident recently happened. And they don't want you to see that. And it went all over the internet. And it's chilling. And I don't know who filmed that. They don't get rid of these phones. You are not going to be allowed to bring your phone in a lot of places in 2026. You watch. You're going to be able to bring them phones in there. They got to get rid of these phone cameras. Remember I told you first, so stay positive and stay out the way. And do not talk about dude that they just had that service for. Don't talk about him. Let him rest in peace. Don't not talk about him. Leave him alone and support the channel. Victory.